Hey guys and welcome to my channel. Today we are doing, what if Ash was betrayed by his friends? Ash Ketchum is betrayed by most of his friends after a grave tragedy. He leaves Pallet Town with Serena and vows to destroy them on his return. But can he? Will he survive and come back stronger? A bit OP Ash and Serena and a lot of battles. With that out of the way, let's begin this what if. Next day. Ash and Serena were at their training place on Mount Silver, attended their Pokemon and discussed strategies with their respective Pokemon. The Pokemon were informed the night before that they would be battling against each other in the finals. Ash and Serena had not chosen which Pokemon they were going to battle with. Now, they were discussing the possible strategy of their partner with all of their respective Pokemon away from each other. Ash had arranged a laptop and a projector so that all of their Pokemon could witness the finals between their trainers, which was streamed live worldwide. Obviously, Meowth was in charge of streaming the match. After taking their Pokemon for the battle with them, the couple went to the cafeteria to have breakfast with their friends. On reaching the cafeteria, they went to the table where their friends were seated. They all greeted each other as they sat to have their breakfast. The news flashed on the TV screen. Ladies and gentlemen, after an exciting day of two world-class battles, we have finally reached the finals of the Masters Victory Tournament. Both the battles were extremely thrilling, and here are the results of the semifinal matches. In the first match, the Kanto Johto Elite Four former champion Lance lost to the Kalos Queen top coordinator Serena in a very evenly contested match that ended 6-4. And in the final match of the day, the Sinnoh Elite Four former champion Cynthia suffered a loss to the champion of the six regions, Ash Ketchum, in a match that was closer than what the scoreline 6-2 suggests. With that, it is confirmed that we will have a new champion and runner-up in this tournament, as both the finalists of the previous tournament have bowed out following their loss against their opponents. So, finals will feature the champion couple, Serena and Ash. The battle will be 6-on-6, just like the previous two rounds. The match will take place in the Central Arena at 3 p.m. today. Get geared up everyone, as we are going to witness history being created. It is going to be one exciting day. On behalf of the Pokemon League and the Masters Victory Tournament, reporter Alexa wishes both Serena and Ash their very best. After spending some time with their friends, they went back to their rooms to relax a bit before the match. They did not come out of their rooms for lunch, as they were planning their final strategies against each other. They did not know what Pokemon their spouse had chosen and had to be ready for all circumstances. They meditated for a while to calm down their nerves. Half an hour before the match, they appeared as they walked down to the Pokemon Center. After some time, they heard the announcement of the commentator. The biggest match of their lives was about to begin, and they were facing each other. After a hug, they wished each other the best as they walked to the opposite ends of the arena. The final battle was about to begin. This is what we all had been waiting for. 320 trainers started the tournament with the hopes of winning the most coveted title in the world, and after 766 battles, we are finally down to the two strongest trainers in the world. One more win and we will have our newest Pokemon Master. Who will it be? Will it be a win for Serena Ketchum, the top coordinator of the Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh Unova Grand Festival, as well as the Kalos Queen? Or will Ash Ketchum, the champion of the same six regions, triumph over his wife? Both the trainers had very similar roads to the finals. Here is how they have fared so far in the tournament. Ash started off with a win against Trip in the round-robin stage before defeating Harold, Kathy and Misty to top his group. In the knockout matches, he won over Paul, Tobias, Karen, and Alan respectively to reach the quarterfinals without losing a single Pokemon. In the quarterfinals, he battled Steven to win 6-1, what proved to be an exciting match, and further triumphed over Cynthia in the semifinals, winning 6-2 to reach the finals. Similarly, Serena won all her 4 group matches with ease over Maxwell, Erica, May, and Berg. In the knockouts, she won against Dawn, Astrid, Iris, and Malva with a perfect record, though the match against Malva was very close. Later, in the quarterfinals, she beat Aria 6-2 and eventually won against Lance in the semifinals in a closely fought match that ended 6-4. Setting up the clash with her husband in the finals. So, without further ado, let's invite our finalists of the Masters Victory Tournament. On the red side, we have the trainer who the league, as well as the championship in Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos, claiming the title of champion of 6 regions, Ash. Facing him today, on the green side, is the 5-time top coordinator, winning the Grand Festivals in Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, as well as claiming the title of Kalos Queen, Serena. We don't have to wait any longer. So, stick to your seats and screens, people, and enjoy the match of the decade. The commentator announced. This is the final match of the tournament, which is going to be between Serena and Ash. It will be a 6-on-6 battle with substitutions allowed at all times. The trainer to lose 6 Pokemon first will lose the match, and the other trainer will be declared the winner of the tournament. In case of a draw, the trainers will battle in a 1-on-1 contest style match. The randomizer will now choose the trainer to send their Pokemon first. The referee announced the rules. The randomizer chose the green side, so Serena will choose the first Pokemon. Blaziken, it's time to battle, Serena called her first Pokemon. Lycanroc, it's your turn, Ash called his Alolan Pokemon onto the battlefield. Serena knew Ash was relying on Lycanroc's ground-type move as he was at a type disadvantage. Let the battle begin. The referee declared as Serena called the first attack. Blaziken, use Slash. Blaziken moved towards its target as Ash called his first move. Lycanroc, use Crush Claw. Both the attacks landed on each other. The 2 powerful Pokemon took some damage from their opponent's attack. Use Sky Uppercut, Serena called the first super effective move. Use Double Team and Crush Claw. Lycanroc evaded the attack using Double Team and then moved in to land its attack. Spin and use Flamethrower. Blaziken stood its ground and used Flamethrower in all directions, spinning. Use Accelerock. Lycanroc jumped and used the Rock-type move on its opponent. The attack landed on its target, successfully causing Blaziken to take some damage as it was pushed back. Use Sky Uppercut, Serena called the next move, not wasting any time. Lycanroc, Drill Run. Both the Pokemon took a lot of damage from the respective super effective attacks. Blaziken, keep going. Use Thunder Punch. Though her Pokemon had taken damage, Serena was not going to give Ash a moment to rest. Drill Run again. High Jump Kick. Just at the last moment, Serena changed the attack, inflicting more damage to Lycanroc, though her Pokemon was also affected by its opponent's attack. Alright Lycanroc, now use Double Team and Accelerock. Several Lycanroc charged towards Blaziken. Blaziken, once more, use Flamethrower on all of them. Stone Edge. This time, the Accelerock was not intended for Blaziken but was a distraction as the remaining Lycanroc used Stone Edge. Use Blaze Kick to get rid of it. Blaziken desperately tried to neutralize the attack but failed as it was hit on its back. Now Drill Run. Another attack was on its way. Sky Uppercut, Serena called the counterattack as both Pokemon hit each other once again, inflicting damage on their opponent. Drill Run once more. High Jump Kick. Again, both Pokemon headed towards each other, but this time, there was a little change in the strategy. Dodge, Ash said as Lycanroc dodged the incoming attack and was ready for the next. Blaziken looked back. Blaziken's attack hit the ground instead of its opponent as Serena shouted, seeing Lycanroc charge towards her Pokemon. Psychic Fangs. Perfect hit. Blaziken winced in pain as the super effective attack landed. "You alright, Blaziken?" Serena was concerned. But seeing Blaziken stand up again, she called the next attack. Use high jump kick, again. Drill run. The two attacks landed on each other again as the battle was almost coming to a close. Sky uppercut, Serena called the next attack as Blaziken charged forward. Lycanroc, Psychic Fangs. The two attacks landed on each other as both Pokemon hit the ground. With some difficulty, both tried to get up. Lycanroc was able to muster enough energy to stand, but Blaziken was not so fortunate as it fainted. The first round went to Ash. Blaziken is unable to battle, Lycanroc wins. The referee announced. "You did a great job, Blaziken. Take a good rest." Serena returned it to its Pokeball and smiled at Ash. "You got lucky there, Ash. But the battle is just beginning. Of course. I am waiting to take down your next Pokemon, my dear wife," Ash said, smirking. "You will have to do better than just talk, my dear husband," Serena replied as the couple were smiling at each other while indulging in some sledging. "Pangoro, come on out." "Alright, Lycanroc, we will start this time. Use Double Team and Crush Claw." Pangoro, use Dark Pulse on all of them, Serena called the move as Pangoro managed to get rid of all the fake copies of Lycanroc but was hit with Crush Claw a couple of times. It didn't cause much damage to it though. "Now, use Drill Run," Ash called the next attack. "Use Arm Thrust." Both Pokemon rushed towards their opponent to land their attack. Counter. Just as the moves were about to hit their targets, Ash changed his attack as both Pokemon got a taste of the super effective attacks. Lycanroc was almost at the verge of fainting but still managed to hold itself together for the next attack. Use Dark Pulse again. This time Serena started the attack. Double Team and use Drill Run. Again, Dark Pulse took care of the double team. End this with Arm Thrust. Serena called the next attack that could end the battle. Ash knew that and decided to use it to his advantage as much as possible. As Lycanroc had almost used all its energy, the next move would be extremely effective. Counter again. Once more, the two attacks hit their targets as Pangoro was inflicted with some more damage. However, that was the end of Lycanroc, who slumped to the ground. Lycanroc is unable to battle. Pangoro is the winner. The referee declared, "You were awesome out there, my friend. Take a long rest now." Ash thanked Lycanroc and returned it to its Pokeball. He looked at Serena smiling and said, "I had expected that you would be able to beat Lycanroc with Pangoro. Now, let's see about the next one." He took another Pokeball and threw it as his next Pokemon appeared. Incineroar, it's your turn to battle. The Fire Dark type Pokemon came out with a deafening roar. Pangoro, let's begin. Use Dark Pulse. Serena called the first attack. Use Flame Charge to dodge it. Incineroar dodged it and increased its speed. Use Arm Thrust. This time Serena called the super effective move. Flame Charge to dodge. Incineroar increased its speed again while dodging the attack. Use Crunch. Pangoro moved forwards to land the attack. Take it and use Fire Blast, Ash called the next attack as both Pokemon successfully landed their attacks. Now, Arm Thrust. Both Pokemon were close to each other. So, dodging wasn't an option for Incineroar. Use Revenge, Ash called the next attack as Incineroar caused double the damage than normal after being hit by the Arm Thrust. both Pangoro and Incineroar took quite some damage from the powerful super effective attacks. Use Mega Punch, Serena called the next move. Counter it with Darkest Lariat. Incineroar blocked the incoming attack with its move. Use Stone Edge. Pangoro's other hand was free and slammed it on the ground as the blue rock pillars hit its opponent, who winced in pain. Good one, Serena, but now it's our turn, Ash told Serena before calling the next attack. Incineroar, use Flame Charge. Stop it with Stone Edge. Pangoro used the attack again. Break it with Snarl. This time, Incineroar countered the incoming attack successfully. Now, Focus Blast. Another fighting-type move. Use Fire Blast to block it. Both attacks were blocked by each other mid-air. Pangoro, use Arm Thrust again, Serena called the attack again. But Ash didn't say anything. Take it and use Revenge. Once more, Incineroar took the attack and landed its own. Both Pokemon felt the effects of the attacks as they grimaced in pain. Hit with Focus Blast, Serena called the next move. Counter with Snarl. The attacks neutralized each other. Now, Stone Edge. Use Fire Blast to stop it. The special attacks were not able to cause any impact, so Serena reverted to physical moves. Arm Thrust once more. Pangoro moved towards its opponent to land the attack. Take it and use Revenge again. Incineroar took the hit and again landed its attack perfectly on its opponent. Pangoro, use Focus Blast again. Serena tried taking advantage of the close proximity of the Pokemon to call the next attack. But Ash was ready for it. Use Snarl to counter it. The attacks met again and caused a blast that threw both Pokemon backwards as they fell on the ground. But the two powerhouses were not ready to give up yet. Now, Arm Thrust. Serena went for the fighting-type move again. Incineroar, Acrobatics. Ash didn't say anything and waited till the last moment to call the attack. Incineroar dodged the Arm Thrust with its increased speed before landing the super effective flying-type move on its target. Pangoro took a lot of damage, falling with a thud, but it still tried to get up with a lot of difficulties. Use Acrobatics again to finish this. Ash didn't waste time and called the next attack. Incineroar looked to end the battle. Arm Thrust. Pangoro was not in a state to dodge as it was barely able to stand. So, she called the last move to cause the maximum possible damage to Incineroar before the next round. The two attacks hit, but Incineroar had more power left, though it took quite some damage from the attack. However, for Pangoro, it was its last move in the tournament. Pangoro is unable to battle. Incineroar is the winner, announced the referee. You were amazing, Pangoro. Take a long rest now. Serena returned Pangoro, thanking it as she sent her next Pokemon. Swampert, time to make an appearance. Ash was at a disadvantage and knew Incineroar wouldn't last long before losing it. He decided to use Incineroar's enhanced speed to cause as much damage as possible to Swampert. Incineroar, use Snarl. Incineroar started with the Dark-type move. Swampert, use Mud Bomb. The Mud Bomb hit the incoming attack, causing a blast on the battlefield as both moves cancelled out each other. Now, use Flame Charge to get in close. Ash wanted to get closer to Swampert. Stop it with Hydro Cannon, Serena called the signature move of her Pokemon. Use Fire Blast in the attack. The Fire Blast formed a cloud on hitting the Water-type attack. Ash used this opportunity to call the next move. Acrobatics now. The Acrobatics landed on Swampert as Serena called the next attack. Use Mud Bomb again. Dodge and use Darkest Lariat. Incineroar barely managed to dodge the attack as it used its move. Take it and Hydro Pump. Swampert took the damage from the move before landing its attack. Incineroar fell on the ground unable to get up properly as it had taken a lot of damage from the battle with Pangoro, and the super effective attack from the point blank range was just too much to take. Serena didn't want it to get up either as she called the next attack to finish the battle. End this with Mud Bomb. Ash knew the battle was already won by Swampert, but Incineroar still had a little energy to use one last move. If it was successful, then it would be very useful for his next Pokemon as he called the next move. Incineroar, use Sunny Day. Incineroar managed to do its job by pulling off the Sunny Day just before the Mud Bomb landed on it as it fainted. Incineroar is unable to battle. The winner of the battle is Swampert. The referee announced. You were absolutely great, Incineroar. Thank you. Take a well-deserved rest now. He returned to Incineroar and brought out his next Pokeball. Here is my next Pokemon, Serena. It's time to battle, old friend. Ash brought out one of his oldest, most trusted and most powerful Pokemon, Venusaur. It was also the leader among Ash's Pokemon since it was a Bulbasaur, along with Pikachu. Venusaur let out a loud intimidating roar on landing on the battlefield. Serena knew it was going to be extremely tough to take down Venusaur. She thought of using another Pokemon but realized two of them would be at a disadvantage and the one of the other three had a type advantage. It had never beaten Venusaur even with the type advantage. Anyway, she needed a Pokemon strong enough to handle Ash's powerhouse and decided to stick with Swampert. Let the battle begin. Swampert, use Work Up, Serena called the first move, strengthening their attack. Venusaur, use Leaf Storm, Ash called the first offensive move. Counter it with Hydro Pump. The Hydro Pump blocked the incoming attack, but Ash called the next move immediately. Use Power Whip. Venusaur used the super effective move. Dodge it and use Mud Bomb. Swampert got out of the way, but one of the vines hit its body slightly, causing a little pain as it used its move. Take it and use Power Whip. Venusaur took the attack and used the Grass-type move again. Swampert used Hammer Arm. Swampert would not have been able to dodge the attack, so Serena successfully countered it with Hammer Arm Sludge Bomb. Use Ice Beam. The two attacks collided mid-air, negating each other. Now, use Solar Beam. The Sunny Day was in effect, so the Solar Beam didn't take time to recharge as both Serena and Swampert were caught off guard. Dodge it, Swampert. Swampert dodged it, but the attack caught the hind part of its body as it winced in pain due to the super effective move. Serena decided to up the ante. Well, I think it's time we fought with our full power. Swampert, Mega Evolve. Then we will show our full power too. Venusaur, Mega Evolve. Both the Pokemon Mega evolved as the cheers from the crowd got a lot louder. Swampert, use Work Up again. Mega Swampert increased its attack and special attack again. Use Leaf Storm. Ash didn't waste time attacking. Use Hydro Pump to get rid of it. The Hydro Pump managed to get rid of the Leaf Storm. But the next attack was already called by Ash. Use Power Whip. Mega Venusaur attacked with the powerful purple vines. Use Brick Break. Serena countered. Grab it and use Solar Beam. As Mega Swampert tried to get rid of one of the vines. The other one caught hold of it as it tried to get free. Mega Venusaur in the meantime was charging up its next attack as the effects of Sunny Day were now over. Use Ice Beam to get out of there. Mega Swampert used Ice Beam on Mega Venusaur, who instinctively let go of its opponent, feeling the damage due to the Ice-type move. Let go now. Mega Venusaur managed to let the Solar Beam go in the direction of Mega Swampert, who was too close to comfort. Use Hydro Pump to counter it. Serena called the counter, but the Solar Beam kept pushing the Hydro Pump back. She then commanded her Pokémon to dodge as she realized her opponent's attack was more powerful. Dodge. Use Sludge Bomb now. As Mega Swampert dodged the attack, Ash called the next move. Use Brick Break. Mega Swampert blocked the Sludge Bomb with the Brick Break. Venusaur, use Power Whip again. Ash called the same attack again. Dodge and use Ice Beam. Mega Swampert barely managed to dodge the attack as it used Ice Beam, which hit its target as Mega Venusaur winced in pain. Now, use Leaf Storm. Ash called the next move as the powerful Grass-type attack moved towards its target. Hydro Pump to block it. Once again, Serena called the move to block the incoming attack. Venusaur prepare for Solar Beam. Use Ice Beam. As Mega Venusaur was charging up, Mega Swampert landed its attack. Mega Venusaur was inflicted with damage, but it had an amazing defense. Solar Beam. The attack moved towards its target. Dodge it, Swampert. Mega Swampert dodged it but was hit on its body towards the bottom as it flinched in pain. Venusaur, use Power Whip to catch it. Mega Venusaur caught Mega Swampert with both its vines this time before it could react. Ash called the next attack as Mega Venusaur got ready to let it rip. Solar Beam again. Swampert, use Ice Beam and get out of there. Take it, Venusaur. Don't let it go. The Ice Beam hit Mega Venusaur on its face, who felt the damage but still held on to its opponent through the pain. Now, Mega Venusaur let go of the Solar Beam. This time Mega Swampert had nowhere to go as the super effective attack hit it head-on. Serena could not do anything as her Pokémon was unable to get out of the vines of Mega Venusaur. When the attack subsided, Mega Swampert reverted to its original form as Mega Venusaur let it down on the ground slowly. Swampert is unable to battle. Venusaur wins. The referee announced. You were wonderful, Swampert. Thank you very much. Serena returned Swampert to send her next Pokémon but saw Ash was calling back Venusaur too. So, she changed her Pokeball and sent her next Pokémon. Thanks, Venusaur. You were great out there. Rest for some time now. I might need you again. He recalled Venusaur and saw Serena just throw her Pokeball, calling out her next Pokémon. It's time to take the stage, my dear. Alright, I think I have the perfect Pokémon for this battle. Your turn has come, my friend. It's time to take the stage, my dear. Serena brought out her next Pokémon. Alright, I think I have the perfect Pokémon for this battle. Your turn has come, my friend. Ash called his Pokémon. Both the trainers and their Pokémon smiled at each other. Let's make this battle a bit more interesting, Ash said with a smile on his face. I think I know what you are thinking. Serena understood what Ash meant and smiled back. Yes, we are thinking about the same thing, Ash replied. Alright then. No verbal commands and no holding back. They were going to direct their Pokémon using their aura to make it even more unpredictable for each other. But only for this battle, as the two Pokémon were a couple and knew each other extremely well. And of course, Ash and Serena were going to Mega Evolve their Pokémon from the beginning. You heard them, Lucario. Let's use our full strength. Mega Evolve. Let's show them our power, Gardevoir. Mega Evolve. Both the Pokémon Mega evolved as the battle was promising to be epic. Let the battle begin. The referee announced. Lucario, use Flash Cannon. Ash started the offensive. Gardevoir, block it with Moonblast. Mega Gardevoir blocked the incoming attack with the Moonblast. Now, use Extreme Speed. Mega Lucario used Extreme Speed, and before Serena or Mega Gardevoir could realize, the attack hit its target. Alright Gardevoir, let's be on our guard. Use Double Team and Moonblast. Serena called the next attack. Lucario, use Extreme Speed and get rid of the Double Team. Mega Lucario got rid of the fake copies but was hit by one of the Moonblasts. Gardevoir, use Dazzling Gleam. Mega Gardevoir released a bright light from its body. Take the attack and use Metal Claw. The Metal Claw hit Mega Gardevoir perfectly as it caused a lot more damage to her than to Lucario due to the Dazzling Gleam. Mega Gardevoir grimaced. Are you okay, Gardevoir? Serena asked Mega Gardevoir. I'm alright. On hearing Mega Gardevoir's positive reply, Serena called the next move. Good then, use Moonblast. Use Aura Sphere to counter. Ash saw the incoming Moonblast and called the counterattack. The two attacks collided with each other, negating their effects. Use Psychic now. Mega Gardevoir lifted Mega Lucario with Psychic and slammed him towards the ground. Use Flash Cannon on the ground. Mega Lucario used Flash Cannon on the ground that helped it decelerate and smoothen his landing. Now, Extreme Speed, Ash called the next attack. Use Mystical Fire when Lucario hits you. As Mega Lucario used Extreme Speed, Serena called the next attack. The Extreme Speed landed on Mega Gardevoir, but she used the super effective attack on her opponent, who winced in pain. Lucario, can you battle? Ash asked Lucario, who looked a bit uncomfortable. He gave a positive reply. Yes, Master. Ash then called the next attack. Use Extreme Speed then. Use Double Team and Dazzling Gleam. Mega Gardevoir just barely managed to evade the attack and used her own. Attack them all with Flash Cannon while using Extreme Speed. The Flash Cannon hit all the copies of Mega Gardevoir, including her original, while Mega Lucario was also affected by the Dazzling Gleam. Both Pokemon had taken quite a lot of damage. Gardevoir, use Mystical Fire again. Serena called the next attack before Ash. Dodge it and use Metal Claw. Mega Lucario dodged the move and went forward to land his attack. Dodge it at the last moment and use Mystical Fire. Mega Gardevoir dodged at the last moment and used the Mystical Fire. Turn and use Metal Claw again. Ash knew Mega Lucario had nowhere to go and called the Steel-type move once more. The Mystical Fire landed on Mega Lucario, and the same time the Metal Claw hit Mega Gardevoir. Both Pokemon fell on the ground, heavily affected by the respective super effective attacks. Get up, Gardevoir. You can do it. Serena communicated with Mega Gardevoir, trying to motivate her. Come on, Lucario. You can stand up. Ash did the same as both Pokemon stood on the ground ready for maybe the last couple of bouts. Alright Gardevoir, keep using Teleport. Let's throw them off balance. Serena called the next move as Mega Gardevoir teleported to different parts of the ground. Lucario, we can't catch them using normal attacks. We will battle with our eyes closed. Use your aura to focus on Gardevoir. Both Ash and Mega Lucario closed their eyes, concentrating on the pattern and position of Mega Gardevoir. Gardevoir keep them deceived with Teleport for some time and ends this with Mystical Fire. Serena gave her next instructions as Mega Gardevoir gave an affirmative reply. Yes, Serena. I have got her, Master. Mega Lucario got hold of Mega Gardevoir's movement as Ash found the pattern too before strategizing their plan of attack. Yes, go in the opposite direction of whatever attack they will use. Then use Extreme Speed and hit with Metal Claw with your full power. Mega Lucario was concentrating on Mega Gardevoir as the Fire-type attack came from the right. Mega Lucario was alert and so was Ash. Left. Now. Mega Lucario moved towards his left before using extreme speed to reach Mega Gardevoir's next location and landed the Metal Claw perfectly. Gardevoir, no. Serena screamed as Mega Gardevoir fell on the ground, reverting to her original form after being hit by the super effective attack. Gardevoir is unable to battle, Lucario wins. The referee announced. You were awesome, Gardevoir. Take a long rest now. Serena thanked Mega Gardevoir, returning her to the Pokeball. She looked at Ash and said, "That was a great battle, Ash, but it is not yet over." "I know, bring it on," Ash replied as Serena sent her next Pokemon. "Delphox, it's time to battle." Use extreme speed, Ash called out the first attack immediately. Delphox, use Flamethrower. Delphox launched its first move. Dodge and use Bone Rush. Mega Lucario dodged and used Bone Rush on his opponent effectively. Fire Blast. Delphox used another Fire-type attack. Dodge and Bone Rush again. Mega Lucario barely dodged it and went in for another Bone Rush. Use Telekinesis on yourself. Delphox levitated itself before it was hit by the attack. Lucario, extreme speed again. Use Fire Blast, now. This time the super effective attack landed on its target. Mega Lucario was no longer able to stand as he fainted and reverted to his original form. Lucario is unable to battle. The winner is Delphox. The referee declared. That was amazing, Lucario. Take a nice rest now. Ash said as he returned him to the Pokeball. He then called his next Pokemon. Dragonite, come on out. Let's begin, Delphox. Use Future Sight. Delphox used the first move. Dragonite, use Hurricane, Ash called his first attack. Use Flamethrower to counter it, Serena called the counterattack that negated the effects of the Hurricane somewhat, but the effects were still felt by Delphox. Get in close and use Thunder Punch. Dragonite moved towards its opponent to attack. Dodge and use Shadow Ball. Delphox dodged it and used its move. Break it with Dragon Claw and then attack. The Dragon Claw countered the Shadow Ball as Dragonite went forward to land the attack. Dodge and use Shadow Ball again. Again, Delphox dodged it and used Shadow Ball. Dragon Claw again. This time Dragonite took the attack and once again went for Dragon Claw. Dodge it. Delphox was not so lucky this time as the Dragon Claw hit its mark. However, fortune did favor it a bit as the Future Sight hit Dragonite from behind. Ash and Dragonite both had forgotten about it due to the intensity of the battle. Serena used this moment of surprise to her advantage by calling the next move. Now use Dazzling Gleam. Dragonite was too near to Delphox as Ash and his Pokemon were caught off guard again. Dragonite felt the damage due to the super effective attack. Ash regained his composure and smirked. So, you managed to teach Dazzling Gleam to Delphox. Well, we have got some tricks up our sleeves too. He said as he called the next move. Dragonite, use Hurricane again. Use Flamethrower to counter. Once again Delphox managed to partially shield itself from the attack. Use Draco Meteor. Dragonite showered meteors all over the battlefield and flew above them. Dodge them all, Delphox. Delphox dodged the meteors but didn't realize that she had come close to Dragonite, who had descended to its next move. Dragonite, use Dragon Claw. The attack landed on its opponent, who flinched in pain. Alright Delphox, use Future Sight, Serena called the next move. Dragonite, be aware of the Future Sight. Now, use Thunder Punch. This time Ash was not going to forget the future sight as Dragonite went in to land the Thunder Punch. Dodge and use Dazzling Gleam. As Dragonite got closer, Delphox moved out of its way and used the Fairy-type move. Dragonite, use Hurricane and blow Delphox away. Dragonite flapped its wings, blowing strong winds towards its opponent. Delphox, dodge it and use Shadow Ball. Delphox had to let go of the Dazzling Gleam as it moved out of the way and launched a Shadow Ball. Dragonite take it and move in close. Dragonite took the attack and moved forward. Use Shadow Ball once again. Dodge an Aqua Tail. Dragonite dodged the incoming attack and landed the Aqua Tail on Delphox, who winced from the effects of the super effective attack. At that moment the future sight made its way towards Dragonite. Use Dragon Claw and Steel Wing to shield yourself. Dragonite managed to shield itself quite well. Serena immediately called the next attack as Delphox had just recovered. Delphox, use Future Sight again. Dragonite, use Thunder Punch. Dragonite went for another Thunder Punch. Delphox, use Shadow Ball, Serena called the counter. Take it and Aqua Tail. Dragonite took the attack and used its move. Dodge and use Dazzling Gleam again. The Aqua Tail just missed as Delphox used Dazzling Gleam. Use Aqua Tail again, Ash called for another Aqua Tail which was successful this time. Both Pokemon were hit by the super effective attacks and winced in pain as both had taken a lot of damage by now. Both Delphox and Dragonite took some time to recover. Delphox, can you battle? Serena asked. On getting a positive reply, she called the next attack. Good, use Shadow Ball. Dragonite, can you continue? Ash got an affirmative reply to his question as he called the next move too. Alright, use Thunder Punch again. Both the attacks landed on their respective targets as their trainers called the next moves at the same time. Now, Dazzling Gleam. Aqua Tail. Delphox used the Fairy-type move, but it was cut short as it was hit by the powerful Aqua Tail. Dragonite was still standing, but Delphox fell on the ground trying to get up. But Ash didn't give it a chance. End with Hyper Beam. The Hyper Beam landed on its target as Delphox's journey in the tournament came to an end. Delphox is unable to battle. Dragonite is the winner. The referee announced. You were wonderful out there, Delphox. Thanks a lot. Take a good rest now. Serena thanked her first Pokemon with a smile as she returned it to its Pokeball. She took a deep breath as she was down to her last Pokemon. But that didn't deter her as she sent out her final Pokemon. Sylveon, it's time to battle. Let the battle begin. Dragonite, use Thunder Punch, Ash called the first attack. Sylveon, dodge it with Quick Attack. Sylveon dodged the attack with ease. Use Hurricane. Dragonite flapped its wings to create Fierce Wind. Plant your ribbons into the ground and use Calm Mind. Sylveon used her ribbons to stand firmly and used Calm Mind to increase her special attack and defense. Don't let her Dragonite. Use Thunder Punch again. Dragonite went in to attack Sylveon and stop her from using the status move. Dodge it and use Moonblast. Sylveon managed to increase her attack and defense, barely dodging the Thunder Punch. Dodge it and use Steel Wing. Dragonite dodged the move and landed the Steel-type attack on its opponent. Sylveon took some damage, but not enough to call it substantial. Sylveon, use Fairy Wind, Serena called the next attack. It was time for her to go offensive. Dragonite, blow it away with Hurricane. Dragonite countered the incoming move, but Serena was already ready for the next part of her plan. Use Quick Attack and get on Dragonite. Sylveon went around the hurricane and jumped on Dragonite's body. "Shake her off," Ash said as it tried to shake Sylveon off its body. But Sylveon had wrapped her ribbons around its neck to avoid falling. Serena then called the next attack. "Now, use Moonblast." The Moonblast was super effective from point-blank range as Dragonite fell on the ground but did not faint as it tried to get up. Serena didn't want to take any chances and call for the attack again. Finish this with another Moonblast. Sylveon used another Moonblast as it hit its target before Ash or Dragonite could do anything. Two Fairy-type attacks in succession were too much to take for Dragonite, especially after the strenuous battle against Delphox as it fainted. Ash lost his fourth Pokémon. Dragonite is unable to battle. Sylveon is the winner. The referee declared, "You did a great job, Dragonite. Take a good rest now." Ash thanked his Pokémon and returned it to his Pokeball. He then grinned at Serena and said, "This has been a wonderful battle so far, Serena, undoubtedly the best one I have had in my life. But like all good things, it is going to end and unfortunately, I am going to win. I agree this has been the best battle of my life, but you are getting a bit too ahead, Ash." "I am not backing down," Serena replied with a smile. "Well, then let's end this. You probably have guessed who my final Pokémon is going to be." "I have. As a matter of fact, Sylveon and I are looking forward to this." "Alright, your time has come, buddy. Let's battle." Ash's most trusted partner, his first and undoubtedly strongest Pokémon, his best friend and brother, came running from behind him as he jumped on Ash's shoulder and leapt forward, entering the battlefield. Like in the first episode when he fought against the Spearows. "Let the battle begin," the referee announced. "Pikachu, use Electro Ball," Ash called the first attack. Pikachu formed a small Electro Ball with its tail. "Sylveon, dodge and use Quick Attack," Serena instructed Sylveon, but the attack never came towards her. "Eat it and dodge using Quick Attack." Pikachu ate the Electro Ball, thus boosting its electric-type attacks. Ash saw Sylveon moving towards them with Quick Attack, but Pikachu managed to dodge it. "Use Moonblast." Sylveon used the Fairy-type move. "Dodge and use Agility." Pikachu dodged with ease and increased its already superior speed. "Use Fairy Wind," Serena called the next move. "Use Thunderbolt," Ash called the attack as both Pokémon were hit by the respective moves. Both took some damage from the attacks. "Now use Magical Leaf." Sylveon scattered the leaves that were bound to hit Pikachu. Ash knew there was no way to evade it. "Pikachu, take it and use Quick Attack." Sylveon's increased attack and defense power caused more damage to Pikachu than expected, but he landed the Quick Attack on his target anyway. The Quick Attack caused some damage to Sylveon as she flinched a little. "Sylveon, use Swift," Serena called the next attack. "Dodge it and Electro Ball." Pikachu dodged the move and went for Electro Ball. "Counter it with Moonblast." The Moonblast hit the Electro Ball midair, blocking the incoming move. "That's our opening. Use Quick Attack." "Stop it with Magical Leaf." Sylveon used the Grass-type move to slow down Pikachu. "Now, Volt Tackle," Ash called the Electric-type attack, which landed successfully on its target as Sylveon took some more damage. Pikachu was also hurt a bit due to the recoil. But Sylveon got up immediately, determined to battle. "Good, Sylveon. Now, use Fairy Wind." She used the Fairy-type move again. "Use Thunderbolt." Once more the two attacks caused some damage to either Pokémon. "Now, use Dig." Sylveon dug into the battlefield to use the next move. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt all over the battlefield. Pikachu used the most powerful Thunderbolt on the whole battlefield that was now covered with cracks due to the power of the attack. Now, Sylveon. Sylveon came from underneath Pikachu as the super effective move caused some more damage to Pikachu. But it looked like Pikachu and Ash were both smiling in admiration rather than feeling the pain of the attack. Okay. Looks like we have to up our game, Pikachu. Use Quick Attack. Ash told Pikachu. Sylveon, use Swift. Dodge and use Electro Ball. He easily dodged the attack and used Electro Ball. Block it with Moonblast. The Moonblast blocked the Electro Ball in its path as the attacks caused a blast on their contact. Now, use Thunderbolt, Ash called the next attack. Counter with Magical Leaf. The Magical Leaf managed to keep the powerful electric-type move from reaching its target. Pikachu, use Volt Tackle. Pikachu went in for the Volt Tackle, but Serena managed to evade it with the next move. Use Dig. Once more Sylveon dug into the ground, but this time, Ash used a different strategy. Pikachu, stand there. Pikachu stood at one place with eyes closed, using its ears and other senses to anticipate Sylveon's attack. When he felt like he knew what was coming, he nodded towards Ash, who called the next attack. Electro Ball. Sylveon. Just as Sylveon came out of the ground, she was greeted with the electric-type attack instead of Pikachu as Serena shrieked. Use Thunderbolt, Ash called the next move, not wasting time at all. Use Quick Attack to dodge it. Sylveon managed to dodge the attack, but Ash was ready for the next move. Use Quick Attack. Pikachu went in for the next move. Sylveon, use Fairy Wind. Sylveon used the attack on her opponent. Pikachu, use Quick Attack. Get in close. Pikachu moved towards Sylveon through the Fairy Wind to land the attack. Serena, on the other hand, was trying all sorts of moves in order to stop Pikachu, who was too fast to catch for Sylveon. Use Swift. Dodge it and keep going. Pikachu dodged again and was nearing his target. Use Moonblast, Serena called the next attack in hopes of hitting Pikachu from close range. Now, dodge it. But Pikachu was fast enough to dodge the attack as Ash called the next move. Iron Tail. No! Serena screamed as the Iron Tail landed perfectly on Sylveon, who winced in pain and fell on the ground. Sylveon tried to get up as Ash called the attack again. Pikachu, Iron Tail again. Dodge it, Sylveon. Sylveon almost dodged the attack, but one of her ribbons got stuck under the Iron Tail as she failed to get away. Use Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt hit Sylveon, who cried in pain but still was unwilling to give up. Eventually, she fell on the ground as the attack stopped but twitched trying to get up. Ash decided to end the battle. End this with Iron Tail. Sylveon fainted. Sylveon is unable to battle. Since Serena has lost all her Pokemon, the winner of the match and the tournament is Ash Ketchum. Sylveon is unable to battle. Since Serena has lost all her Pokemon, the winner of the match and the tournament is Ash Ketchum. The referee declared as the crowd went bonkers. Serena got over the shock of defeat immediately as she saw Pikachu helping Sylveon get up. She went near Sylveon to thank her for the battle. You were amazing, Sylveon. Thank you so much. Take a long rest now. You deserve it. Sylveon nuzzled against Pikachu before Serena called her to her Pokeball for her to rest. Serena looked up to see Ash staring into space with a flabbergasted look. Ash had a look of astonishment on his face as he stood still trying to comprehend the fact that he had won the tournament. He didn't know how long he stood there as he saw Pikachu running towards him. Pikachu jumped at his trainer as Ash caught him hugging as the two best friends shared their moment of victory with silence. No one could understand its importance for both of them more than the two who had been together for more than 13 years. Tears of happiness came streaming down their faces. Ash wanted this, not needed this, more than anything else in his life, and Pikachu had been alongside him throughout the journey. He had finally succeeded in achieving his dreams. He could hear the crowd at the top of their voices when he heard another voice. "Congratulations, my dear." Pikachu got down to the ground to give the couple their moment. Serena put her hand forward for a handshake, smiling gleefully. "Serena. Thank you." Ash had always been able to control his emotions more often than not in the last few years. But this was one of those moments that could be counted as an exception as his voice became heavy. He couldn't speak more as pulled Serena tightly into a hug. Serena took a moment to overcome her surprise at this reaction from her husband, who was seldom this expressive in public. She returned the hug as they both stood there for some time before pulling back. Ash had a huge smile on his face as he kissed his wife, who reciprocated. The cheers from the crowd got even louder. They broke the kiss and looked at each other. Serena could see the ecstasy on her husband's face. She knew how much it meant to him. She had felt a bit sad immediately after her loss, as it was her first official loss in 7 years, but now, she was extremely happy as she knew Ash deserved it more than her and anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. 18 long days, 320 trainers, 767 battles, and we finally have the winner of the Masters Victory Tournament. It was an evenly contested, grueling battle that lasted for almost 3 hours. The two world-class trainers were equally matched both on paper and the battlefield. I can guarantee that you will not find many battles filled with this level of excitement, emotion, effervescence with such extremely powerful Pokémon on either side. Ash started the match with a win as his Lycanroc went up against Serena's Blaziken before going down to her Pangoro. The battle became more intense when two powerhouses Pangoro and Incineroar showed their might, with the latter gaining a narrow victory. But the score was leveled quickly once again as Swampert defeated Incineroar. The next battle was between the Mega Evolutions of Ash's Venusaur and Serena's Swampert, in which the Grass-type triumphed. The second half of the match started with another Mega battle with Serena's Gardevoir facing Ash's Lucario. What made the battle more interesting was the fact that neither trainers gave any commands to their Pokémon, somehow communicating with their thoughts, showing immeasurable amounts of trust between the couple and their Pokémon. Lucario just edged past Gardevoir but failed to get past Serena's trusted Delphox. Ash's Dragonite managed to win against Delphox before going down to Sylveon. The final round between Pikachu and Sylveon was the longest part and probably the most intense battle of the match, as Ash's Pikachu gained the victory to end the match, which gives us our latest winner of the Masters Victory Tournament and the newest Pokémon Master, Ash Ketchum. Tough luck to Serena, but many congratulations to her on becoming the runner-up of this prestigious tournament. She will go home with her head held high with the runner-up trophy. And finally, hearty congratulations to Ash, as his name will be written in golden letters on winning this tournament and gaining the coveted title of Pokémon Master. He is truly the greatest Pokémon trainer of this generation. Stick to your seats and screens a little longer as we proceed to the much-awaited award ceremony. The commentator announced with exuberance. Ash and Serena then waved towards the crowd, still holding hands. They wanted to show their appreciation for all the support and well wishes of their friends and fans. Ash saw their friends clapping for them from their box. He knew they were truly happy for him. He found Mr. Goodshow and Scott on their feet, grinning at him, delighted. In his mind, he finally proved that they had done the right thing by supporting and helping him 7 years back. He could see tears in the eyes of Grace, with a smile on her face as she looked proud of both of them. He looked around to see fireworks all around the stadium. He then saw the Elite Fours, including the former champions in Aria, gym leaders, and frontier brains of all the regions coming down to the arena along with Mr. Goodshow and Scott. The award ceremony was about to begin. All the participants of the tournament had made their way to the arena for the closing ceremony. Mr. Goodshow was standing at the center of the stage while Scott held the mic to announce. 8 years ago, a girl from Vanaville Town in Kalos started her Pokemon journey with her starter Fennekin with hopes of trying to figure out the best course for her future. Not only did she figure out her dreams but reached the finals of the Pokemon Showcase Masterclass in her first year itself. When I met her for the first time, to be honest, I only recognized her as the daughter of Grace, one of the greatest Rhyhorn racers the world has seen. I mean, that is a lot to live up to. However, she didn't disappoint. Continuing her journey, she conquered every region she traveled, winning the grand festivals in Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova. She became the first person to win 5 consecutive grand festivals, and she did it all in different regions. Moreover, she achieved her dreams when she won the Pokemon Showcase Masterclass, getting crowned as the Kalos Queen. In this tournament, the meeting place of the strongest trainers in the world, she managed to earn her place as one of the 2 best trainers in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the runner-up of the 10th Masters Victory Tournament, Mrs. Serena Ketchum, Scott announced as the crowd was going berserk. Serena couldn't stop her smile as she received the runner-up trophy from Mr. Goodshow. Grace was in tears of happiness. She was so proud of her daughter. She was glad that Serena didn't follow her path of becoming a Rhyhorn racer, instead followed her dreams. Everyone was on their feet clapping. Ash looked up and smiled at her proudly. Serena lifted her trophy over her head, grinning widely. She then bowed to show her gratitude to all the people for their well wishes and support. Scott started speaking again as she descended from the stage. I remember looking for new budding trainers 10 years ago, after Lance won this prestigious tournament, to find someone who had the potential to become an elite trainer one day. I had gone through the records and seen the battles of a lot of young trainers who had done well in various tournaments, but one of them caught my eye. Though his records weren't that remarkable at that time, when compared to some of his peers, his unorthodox technique impressed me. I asked the 13-year-old kid from Pallet Town, with his loyal Pikachu on his shoulder and a dream to become a Pokemon master one day, to challenge the Kanto Battle Frontier, and he did something no one had done before him. He became the first person to conquer the Kanto Battle Frontier. Since then, he has evolved a lot as a trainer and a person, overcoming every hardship on his way. The harder the obstacle, the stronger he became. He became the first person to become the champion of more than 3 regions, holding the title in 6 regions: Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. He came into the tournament as the favorite to win it and proved why. He breezed past every challenge on his way to cement his position as the strongest trainer of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present before you the winner of the 10th Masters Victory Tournament, the latest recipient of the title Pokemon Master, Mr. Ash Ketchum. The crowd went bananas at Scott's announcement. Ash went up to the stage with Pikachu on his shoulder to receive the winner's trophy and a plaque conferring him the coveted title of Pokemon Master. Mr. Goodshow congratulated him while Scott gave him a wink as he nodded to him. He looked around to see his friends and family all clapping happily with proud looks on their faces. He could not control his emotions as tears seemed to roll down his face. He had done it. He had finally achieved his dream. He was a Pokemon master. The ceremony was followed by the formal dinner party where everyone came and congratulated the couple on their success. A lot of reporters had gathered with a plethora of questions for them. The couple entertained them for some time, giving a brief interview, and went in to join their friends. By the time the dinner ended, it was already 9 at night. Ash and Serena got their Pokemon, who were healed by then, from Nurse Joy. They were going to Silver to meet all their Pokemon when they came across an individual. He was standing there with two other people, not with their whole usual group, waiting to talk to them. The couple stopped on seeing them as Ash and the people looked at each other. Finally, the silence was broken by one of the persons. "Congratulations, Ash, and you too, Serena," one of them said. "Thanks," they both replied with an expressionless face. "Is that all?" Ash asked. "No. We just wanted to tell you that we are sorry for all that happened that day." Another person replied. "Sorry? For what exactly? That I didn't die like you guys thought and had spread the news, or that someone pathetic like me achieved his dreams? No. For all I did. We did and said that day. We were your friends. We should have supported you at a time like that. I am sorry we didn't value your dreams and our friendship. I am not asking for forgiveness. I know we have no right to ask for it. I am really sorry about everything." The third person said, feeling guilty. Ash realized that they were really sorry and truthful, but that didn't mean he would forget all that he had gone through. "You know what, of all people, the betrayal of you three hurt the most because you guys knew me the longest and the best. Brock, you were like my elder brother. We traveled for 4 years together. I used to confide everything in you. Misty, while we didn't start our friendship that can be considered exactly conventional, that was the beauty of it. I thought of you as the sister I never had. I used to think our bond was unbreakable, that we were the best of friends. Gary, I know we had been rivals for most parts of our journey. You were my first, oldest, and only friend in Palette. I mean, we were friends even before I can remember. I always thought that we were competitors on the battlefield, but off it, I always cared for you. I trusted you with my life. But I was wrong. Anyways, I should thank you all because, in the end, it all turned out well for me. As for forgiveness, you are right, you can't ask for it. It's up to me, and I'm never going to forget that day. One day I might forgive you, but not today. Thank you again and hope you have a good life, you three." Ash said testily as he held Serena's hand and proceeded towards Mount Silver. Brock stood there as tears rolled down his face seeing his once brother and all but blood go away. Misty cried as Gary held her, as their best friend once upon a time was now a stranger. What was worse is the fact that they were responsible for it. They had realized their mistake, but it was too late already. By the time the couple reached their spot, Ash had calmed down with the help of Serena and Pikachu. He realized it was a night to celebrate for all of them and didn't want to ruin it over such a matter. Ash and Serena released their Pokemon who had battled that day to join all their other Pokemon. All of them roared in happiness. Mewtwo smiled and congratulated his two friends as they thanked him for all his help and training in those 7 years. The couple had brought a lot of food for them as their Pokemon enjoyed the party. After some time, Ash along with Pikachu and Serena teleported to Pallet Town Cemetery with Mewtwo. Ash kneeled and put the flowers on his mother's grave as well as Mr. Mime's. "Hi, Mom. I hope you are well now." "I did it, Mom. I achieved my dreams. I finally became a Pokemon master. I wish you were here to see me, to hug me, to make all my favorite dishes, to sing me to sleep." Ash choked as he could not control his tears. Serena put her arms around him as she too had tears in her eyes. He finally got hold of himself and said, "I hope you are proud of me and happy at my success. And don't worry about me. I am doing just fine. I have all my Pokemon by my side and of course Serena, who is taking care of me very well. I am missing you a lot, Mom. I love you so much." Ash then turned to Mr. Mime's grave and said, "I miss you a lot too, Mimey. Please take care of Mom and yourself." They stood there for some time in silence. Let's get back. It's too late already. They teleported back to Mt. Silver and bid goodbye to their Pokémon. Pikachu also decided to stay there to spend the night with Sylveon. I love you, Serena, I love you too, Ash. Good night. Good night, dear. They slept with smiles on their faces as they would begin the new chapter of the rest of their lives from the next day. 10 months after the Masters Victory Tournament. Ash and Serena had been living in Alola since the end of the Masters Victory Tournament. They had been to Alola on vacation before, but they wanted to travel the whole region. They traveled across the 4 islands, meeting many people throughout their journey. Ash also took and completed the Island Challenge, defeating the island kahunas of each island. Hala in Mele Island, Olivia in Akala Island, Nanu in Alola Island and Hapu in Pony Island. Also, the concept of Ultra Beasts, a group of extra-dimensional Pokémon originating from Ultra Space, was fascinating for Serena. So, she had now turned into a part-time researcher and worked in the Ether Foundation. Thus, they had decided to settle in Alola. They were now staying in the Mele Island and were next-door neighbors to Professor Kukui and Professor Burnett. Alola Professor Kukui. Alola Professor Burnett, Ash and Serena waved towards their neighbors. Alola Ash. Alola Serena, the 2 professors waved back towards the couple. So, everything is set for today? Ash asked Professor Kukui. Yes, everything is fine. I just got off the call with Luzaman. She says we have to be there by 11 as the telecast will begin at 12, Professor Kukui replied. Alright, I will be ready by then, Ash said. Serena, will you be joining us? Kukui asked Serena. No, I am visiting the Ether Lab with Professor Burnett. We will be meeting Lily and Moan there. We are researching more on Magiarna, Zeraora, and Melmetal, Serena replied. Zeraora was the Pokémon Serena had befriended and caught in Alola. Same was the case with Ash, who had caught Meltan, which had now evolved into Melmetal. Both were mythical Pokémon along with Lily's Magiarna, and as a result, there was very little information about them. Moan, Professor Burnett and Lily were researching them with the help of Serena to understand the Pokémon better. Yes, we have a lot of work to do today. Anyways, all the best to you guys. Hopefully, everything goes smoothly and the people take it with positivity, Professor Burnett said as everyone got ready for their respective work. Ash and Serena went on to check their Pokémon who were being watched by Mutwo. Most of them were training with another Pokémon while a few were training themselves. Even Meowth was training with Gengar, honing his Shadow Claw. They went around giving instructions and tips to some of the Pokémon and then went inside the house to get ready for the day's work. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you all who have come to attend this press conference and all the people who have found time from their busy schedule to watch this at home, for your patience. So, I will get straight to the point without wasting any time. As we all know, most regions in the world have their own Pokémon League with gyms, gym leaders, Elite Fours, and champions. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Galar are just a few to name. Here in Alola, so far, we don't have any league as such, nor do we have gyms. We do have our own versions in the form of island trials, but they are similar to the Orange Islands. So, this year, with the approval of the International Pokémon League Competition Committee presided by Mr. Charles Goodshow and the help of the Ether Foundation headed by Mrs. Luzaman, I am thrilled to announce the formation of the Alola Pokémon League. There was a loud cheer at this announcement as the people and the reporters attending the event were excited about the newly announced league. Professor Kukui continued as the cheers slowly died down. The Pokémon League is really a simple concept. It is a grand tournament to find the strongest trainer in Alola and crown them the champion. But that's not the most important aspect of the league. What's most important is to bring the trainers and Pokemon together with one goal in mind: to work hard and show their coordination and bond through Pokemon battles. The league will take place in the month of May starting from the 1st. I would also like to thank our island kahunas, Hala, Olivia, Nanu, and Hapu, and the former Unova champion, Alder, for all their hard work, guidance, and support in making this possible. With that, I hand over the mic to our main sponsor for the tournament, the president of the Ether Foundation, Luzaman. Thank you, Professor Kukui. Ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely pleased to announce that the Ether Foundation has agreed to sponsor the Alola Pokemon League. But this league would not have been possible without the efforts of Professor Kukui, who always had this dream of bringing the league system to Alola. Without further ado, I would like to unveil to you the place where the first ever Alola Pokemon League is going to take place. Behold, the Manalo Stadium. The curtain behind the stage opened as the people gasped at the first look of the Manalo Stadium, in the middle of the sea. The screen on stage showed the live video of the stadium that was streamed from an Ether Foundation helicopter. It was not just a stadium, it could rival a city in size. The main battlefield arena was the largest in the world, which was surrounded by 8 other battlefields around it in an octagonal shape. The battlefields were surrounded by many buildings for the trainers and spectators to stay during the tournament. There was a large shopping complex-like structure, though the shops were still under construction. With gardens, parks, and fountains, it was a thing of beauty, that's for sure. Luzaman continued, the main stadium is not yet complete but will be ready by the mid of April, though the other battle arenas won't be finished by that time. So, the whole tournament will take place in the main stadium. The hotels and apartments for all the trainers, spectators, and visitors are already complete and furnished, and the shopping complex will be ready by next week. We at Ether Foundation will do our best to help conduct the league as smoothly as possible. Next day. The students at the Pokemon School were very excited at the announcement of the league, but even more excited as the champion of the 6 regions, Ash Ketchum, had come as a guest. Ash visited the school many times to meet all the children. The children above 10 who had their Pokemon were enthusiastic at the prospect of participating in the league. Some, who had turned 10 but didn't have their Pokemon, wanted to visit Professor Sophocles, the recently appointed regional professor of Alola, to get their starter Pokemon. The younger students had to wait for the later years to participate. Ash was talking to them about battling and citing his experiences to them as the students were enjoying the special class with the champion. He even showed some of his Pokemon to the students every time, and today was no different as he had Luxray by his side. The students were in awe as they had never seen the Pokemon before, as it was native to Sinnoh. Just then a loud blast was heard near the gate of the school. They all went running to see what had happened. On reaching near the gate, they found 3 Team Skull thugs standing at the gate. In front of them stood a Salandit, a Zubat, and a Yungoos. Ash told the children to go inside the school, who obeyed him but looked from their classroom balcony to see what was going on. The grunts were about to call for the attacks, but Ash beat them to it. Luxray, Thunder. In a single attack, all 3 Pokemon fainted and fell on the ground. The grunts returned their Pokemon as their boss made his way in front of them. He ignored Ash and looked at Kukui. "Hey Guzma," Professor Kukui said, his voice a bit tense. "Looks like you are scared, Kukui," Guzma said with a smirk, looking at the professor. "What are you people doing here?" Ash grunted. He was fed up with Team Skull. The 3 grunts always seemed to cause trouble. But he had not taken any drastic steps against them because they were just petty nuisances, and he hoped they changed their ways. But now he was seeing 2 of their leaders, which included their boss. "We are here to see Guzma beat Kukui in a battle. You can witness it too," replied Plumeria, who was the other leader of Team Skull. "You want to battle me?" Professor Kukui asked, surprised at the turn of events. He didn't expect Guzma to challenge him to a battle seeing their history. It's more than battling. I will destroy you and everything you have hoped for, including the Pokemon League. You are finished. I know why you want to form the league. But I am not going to allow something like that because the strongest trainer in Alola is already a done deal, Guzma said with a smirk, but the anger in his voice was visible. Yes, right. Boss Guzma is already the strongest trainer. The three thugs cheered. Then why not join the league and win it? I would like to see you prove that you are the strongest in something other than talking. I am not gonna do that because I am not interested. So, either you cancel the league or I will cancel you. You are not canceling anyone. Professor Kukui said angrily as Ash put his hand on his shoulder to calm him down. You want a Pokemon battle? I will give you one. Ash came forward challenging the Team Skull boss. Luxray growled as the three thugs took a step back. Guzma looked at Ash. He knew there was no way he would be able to defeat the champion of the 6 regions, the Pokemon Master. So, he smirked and turned around. Ash then taunted him with his own dialogue. Looks like you are scared, Guzma. Guzma clenched his fist but immediately controlled as he didn't want to show his emotions in front of his subordinates. It's not worth battling when I know I will win, he said as he started walking away. So, you are going to run away again just like you ran away from the Kahunas and the Island Challenge. Professor Kukui took a jibe at Guzma. Guzma turned with a look of hatred on his face. After a few seconds of silence, he gave his signature smirk. You almost tricked me. Well, my mood is ruined now. I guess I will show up later. He turned around and started walking as Plumeria and the grunts followed him. Ash and Professor Kukui went back to class to attend to the students who had witnessed it all from their classroom. 1 month later. It was 30th of April, the last day of registration for the first Alola Pokemon League that was being held at the magnificent Manalo Stadium. Everything was going smoothly and 206 trainers had already registered by now. As it was the first time the league was held in Alola, there was no restriction or condition to take part in the tournament. Every registered Pokemon trainer could take part. The whole stadium was decorated like a festival. People could be seen enjoying their time at different places of the stadium or battling with Pokemon or shopping. There were a lot of shops and eateries selling all sorts of commodities, but none attracted the crowd like Anna's Kitchen, a restaurant owned and run by Mallow, who was a good friend of Ash and Serena and her family. Ash and Professor Kukui were standing near the registration desk to see how everything was going. Ash had decided not to take part in the league, though Professor Kukui wanted him to. He modestly cited that he didn't want to make it tougher for the trainers who had the potential to win it. He would like to assess some of the trainers native to Alola to see if any of them could be gym leaders in the future. So far, the local boys Ilima, Gladion, Kiawe and Hao were the favorites to win the tournament along with Lana, Kahili, and Acerola. Hope everything goes smoothly, said Professor Kukui, smiling at how things were proceeding so far. Yeah, it will all be fine, replied Ash. Or maybe not. Professor Kukui grunted as he saw about 12 to 15 people wearing black clothes and masks enter the arena. Looked like Team Skull was here to create chaos. They were led by Guzma with Plumeria by his side. He walked as many people cleared out of their way and stood in front of the professor and Ash with the whole gang behind him. What are you doing here, Guzma? Professor Kukui asked with anger in his voice. I decided to accept your offer after all. I am entering your pathetic Pokemon League and once I win it, it will be the last league in Alola. I will destroy its existence, Guzma said with his smirk. But if you lose... Even before the professor completed his sentence, Guzma replied, That's not going to happen. But hypothetically, if I lose, I am not going to bother you again. You can do whatever you like." With that, he went past them to the registration counter with the gang following him. Professor Kukui was angry and nervous at the same time. He knew if Guzma won the tournament, then all his efforts would be ruined. Looks like another trainer will have to participate. "You were right, Professor, when you said I should take part in the league," Ash said as he saw Guzma register. "What? You mean to say," the professor came out of his thoughts and got what Ash meant to say. "Yes, I will participate in the Alola Pokemon League," Ash said with his creepy, evil grin that he reserved only for those whom he wanted to destroy mercilessly. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this part. If you want more, like this video, hit that notification bell, and maybe even give a comment on your thoughts on the video. With that being said, I'll see you all in the next part.